Cracking the Coding Interview by Gayle Laakmann McDowell. What's inside? Maximize your chances of acing interviews and landing your dream job with this comprehensive programming guide. Learn how to stand out among hundreds of talented candidates. You'll learn hacks to get you into Microsoft and Google. Discover insider strategies to catch the attention of top tech companies. When to say yes to an offer. Understand the factors to consider before accepting a job offer. What matters to interviewers in startups? Gain insights into the unique priorities and expectations of startup recruiters. How to answer technical questions. Master techniques for effectively tackling technical questions during interviews. Focus points. Survival kit for programmers. Essential tips and strategies to help you navigate the competitive job market. Insider tips on getting into top corporations. Learn what top tech companies like Microsoft and Google are looking for in candidates. Breaking down tech jobs. A detailed analysis of various roles in the tech industry and how to excel in them. You versus the whiteboard. Techniques for confidently solving problems on a whiteboard during interviews. Polishing your code. Tips for writing clean, efficient, and effective code that impresses interviewers. Post-interview worries. Advice on handling the post-interview period, including follow-up strategies and managing anxiety. Focus point 1. Survival kit for programmers. Applying for a programming job is our world's equivalent of participating in the Hunger Games. In case you have yet to see the movie, it is an increasingly uphill battle. You have a limited amount of time during the interview to prove you have a mathematical mind and excellent coding skills, solve problems quickly, and, apart from that, can align with the company's values. And these factors are still insufficient. You must also show that you are better than other candidates. Most interviewers rely on comparisons when choosing the right candidate for a job. Who wouldn't be distressed under such circumstances? Who wouldn't be roaming the internet to find an outline of what might happen at the job interview? But don't worry, we've got your back. This summary presents the most common questions you might encounter during a job interview. With this knowledge, feel free to apply to Google and Microsoft. Yes, you read that right. This summary will make it easy, so keep reading. Focus point 2. Insider tips on getting into top corporations. If you are seeking a place in big corporations, here are your cheat sheets. At Microsoft, if you are a computer and technology geek, you're in luck because that is what Microsoft likes. They might ask you about your motive for working for them, and this is your chance to talk about your obsession with Microsoft products. The sign to look out for: if you meet the hiring manager after your interview, you did great with the technical part. At Apple, this company also appreciates passionate people, so research Apple's products and suggest improvements you would like to implement. Be ready for one-on-one and two-on-one interviews. If you get invited to the Apple building for these meetings, notice who you have lunch with. This person might be your potential manager. Hence, lunch is also an interview. At Facebook, the social media giants look for people who like to create things, like businesses, applications, and websites. Show that you are capable of crafting something unique using any programming language. Expect to receive coding homework after your phone interviews, so you should find someone to check your assignment after you finish. At Palantir, this is another company that will challenge you with demanding coding tasks, so memorize all the material regarding algorithms and data structure. You might also receive an assignment from HackerRank. If you are a college student, this is more likely. At Google, there are a lot of rumors regarding their interview process, but in reality, it is not entirely different from others. Google looks for people who are good at designing scalable systems. That is your sign to prepare questions about scalability and system design. At Amazon, this company loves experimenting with interview processes, so your experience might differ from other people's. Typically, there are multiple interviews, one done by a bar raiser, an interviewer from another team. It is usually more complex than other interviews. You must impress the bar raiser person, as they have a lot of say in your potential hiring. Always be nice to your recruiter. They might convince their manager to re-interview you if your first try fails. Focus point 3. Breaking down tech jobs. The tech world is diverse. Product managers, STETs, developers, and many others inhabit it. Each of these roles requires specific skills. You will succeed if you take your time before the interview to hone them. Here is a breakdown of the features needed for each role. A product manager's. No matter how skilled you might be in marketing and customer focus, you must also know how to code. Ensure you are passionate about your work, and let that passion shine through in your interactions. Interviewers will challenge you on how well you can resolve conflicts and collaborate with people within your team and throughout the company. Testers and STETs, software design engineers in test. The secret to success here is great coding and testing skills. The classic task is, write the code for X, and test it now. Even though coding requirements for STETs are not as harsh as for other programmers, showing off your coding skills will benefit you. Dev leads and managers. Show interviewers that you can prioritize assignments and quickly deal with projects and urgent tasks. Demonstrate that you are an active individual who can smoothly manage others. Passion, dedication, and teamwork are essential, regardless of the role you're applying for. How can you get into a startup? Is their interview process any different from the one at top corporations? To start with, most candidates get into startups through referrals. If you do not have any close friends working there, that is not an issue. Connect to someone from the company on LinkedIn or other platforms, send your resume, and express your eagerness to collaborate. This move might easily land you an interview at any startup. The critical thing to remember is that people at such companies look closely at your personality and how you would fit in the team. Did you know? People consider the SDET role one of the easiest ways to get into a tech company. However, once you are an SDET, switching to a dev position might be challenging. Regularly check your algorithm and coding skills. Focus point 4. You versus the whiteboard. The interview process often focuses on your analytical skills and ability to solve technical questions. However, there is a practical approach you can take to become even more efficient. Many candidates make the mistake of trying to memorize potential queries and solutions. Instead of relying on memory, try training your brain to solve even the most challenging problems. One method is to write out your solutions on paper. It may make the question seem even more complex, but the experience gained is invaluable. The same goes for testing. Try testing your code on paper first and then type it into the computer. The best way to prepare for an interview is by conducting mock interviews with your friends. Let's look at another way to solve problems with ease, using the following steps. Listen carefully. The question might already provide you with a solution to your problem, so listen carefully to catch any unique details. Draw an example. When you get the question, go to the whiteboard and draw an example to help you visualize the problem. Make it specific, use numbers, and large, and avoid writing a special case. State a brute force. Create the most straightforward algorithm, the first that comes to mind. Don't worry if it seems flawed. You will improve it later. Optimize your solution. Check all the unused information the interviewer mentioned previously. Try to solve the problem incorrectly, and maybe the right option will pop into your mind. Walk through your solution. Before starting coding, ensure you understand your algorithms and how to implement them. Implement. Jump to coding. Start from the far top left side of the whiteboard, as you might need a lot of space. You don't need to write the whole code, only the segment that will demonstrate how good you are. Test. You won't have much time to fix all the bugs. Conceptualize your test. Analyze what each line of your code does. It will give you an insight into significant issues. Most importantly, check all the problematic places you doubt. You don't want your interviewer to think that you're struggling to see even the easy solution. Gayle Laakmann. Focus point 5. Polishing your code. There are some necessary topics you should cover during preparation for an interview, and they include data structures, hash tables, heaps, vectors/array lists, stacks and queues, linked lists, trees, tries and graphs. Algorithms, quick sort, binary search, merge sort, breadth first search, depth first search. Concepts, bit manipulation, recursion, memory, stack versus heap, big O time and space, dynamic programming. With this knowledge on hand, you are capable of answering most questions that come your way. But what if you make a mistake? There is no such evaluation as correct and incorrect in tech interviews. Interviewers pay more attention to how optimal your work is and how much time you spend on it. If you stumble across a question that you already know, admit it. It will paint you as an honest and trustworthy person who likes to rise to a challenge. For extra points, show excitement about solving hard problems. Gayle Laakmann. As for programming languages, top corporations don't care which one you use as long as you are comfortable. Even if your interviewers are not experts in your chosen language, they should grasp the basic notions of your code. For your benefit, consider the readability of languages. For example, Java is easy to understand for anybody in tech, whereas Objective-C or Scala are complicated. The more programming languages you know, the more versatile and valued you are. Ideally, your code should include the following. Correctness. It should run smoothly under any circumstances. Error efficiency. This feature should cover how you apply time and space in your work. Simplicity. The name speaks for itself. If you can shorten your code and make it easier to understand, go for it. Readability. Forget about sophisticated structures. All developers should understand how you implement your code, no matter what languages they use. Maintainability. Your code should be easy to apply to the product at various stages of its development. Focus point 6. Post-interview worries. There is always space for doubts and second thoughts when a job offer is on the table. Should you go for it? Or should you wait until something better comes along? It feels like a life-changing decision, something that will change the trajectory of your life. To make the right choice, consider these factors that will help you evaluate the risks. A salary. Money is important but should not wholly define your career choices. If the company promises you a generous salary, look for any possible red flags before agreeing. A work perks. Consider such benefits as relocation or signing bonuses. An annual bonus. The number might vary from 3 to 30%. Ask your recruiter about bonuses or other company employees about their experiences. A cost of living in your area. Will your salary, with all taxes deducted, be enough for you to lead a happy, peaceful life? There are areas where expenses are much higher, for example, Silicon Valley. It is a significant factor to consider when agreeing to an offer. A career development. Most likely, after 1 or 2 years of working, you will consider growing. Can this company provide you with what you want, such as promotions, new positions, or job swaps? Are they interested in developing and reaching new heights? And will the company's name look prestigious on your CV? Stability. You won't get suddenly laid off if the company is stable. But at the same time, stability indicates that the business is developing much slower than others. Here, the choice is dependent on your values and personal preferences. The happiness factor. Are you satisfied with the product the company is building? Does the company culture align with yours? Do your potential colleagues strike you as amiable and understanding people? Another challenging task is dealing with rejection. It might bruise your self-esteem, but don't lose hope. If it is a company you want to work for, use this opportunity to network with recruiters, prepare, and reapply once a vacancy arises. A failed interview does not make you a lousy specialist. Conclusion. Coding interviews are hard. But tricky questions should not scare you or make you think you are less intelligent or creative than others. The truth is, those complicated questions are equally challenging for other candidates in the game. Intensify your efforts and show interviewers that you stand out. Try this. Recommendation. Check out the full book. Dive into Gayle Laakmann McDowell's complete guide to discover solutions to a variety of technical questions. Practice whiteboard coding. Hone your skills by writing code on a whiteboard instead of a computer, as some interviewers might require this. Follow up after interviews. If you don't get a response from a recruiter after 5 business days, don't hesitate to reach out and ask about your application status. As we conclude this journey, remember that language is magical. It connects us, bridges cultural divides, and allows us to express our deepest feelings. Let's cherish the beauty and power of language and continue to explore new audiobooks, uncovering new insights and forging meaningful connections. Stay tuned and keep on exploring knowledge on our channel Media Deem, folks. It's the key to a world of wonder and wisdom. Keep listening and incorporating the knowledge into your conversations. The more you listen, the better you speak. See you next time.